Thanks for tuning in to another episode of King, Matty King Media TV. And once again, I'm your host, the Double OG Grill Boxing, Ted King. And today we're going to be talking about that upcoming, well, not necessarily upcoming, but there's some traction, okay? Some upcoming traction about Canelo Alvarez fighting Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, I talked about this earlier on, perhaps maybe a couple of months ago, and I said that the mouthpiece for Terrence Bud Crawford would be and should be Turki Al-Sheikh. And in fact, Turki Al-Sheikh is talking about making this fight in Saudi Arabia between Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, for this to happen, of course, Terrence Bud Crawford would in fact have to get past Madroff on the 3rd of August. And so this is what the landscape is looking like, that Terrence Bud Crawford would then be fighting, hopefully, next year, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, Saul Canelo Alvarez said that he didn't want to necessarily fight a Terrence Bud Crawford because he wouldn't get credit for beating up Terrence Crawford. And if he lost against Terrence Crawford, what would his legacy look like? So, I mean, it is what it is, right? And money does talk in the sport of boxing. And in fact, Turki Al-Sheikh does have the money to make this fight happen. So we would think that this fight should be happening, hopefully, next year. In fact, if Terrence Bud Crawford does get past Madroff on the 3rd of August. And hopefully that would be the case. And in fact, he would then have a portion of the junior middleweight championship, WBA, I believe. And so we will have to see how this is going to play itself out. But basically, this would be more or less a big money fight for both Canelo as well as Terrence Bud Crawford, because even though Terrence Bud Crawford is not, in fact, the cash cow of boxing, he is one of arguably pound for pound one or two in the sport of boxing. I have him now as number 2 behind the heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk. And so we will have to see how this thing is going to play itself out. Of course, they would, and again, I don't know anyway, if Canelo is fighting in September. He is obviously training for something, and I don't know what we have not got the parameters. In fact, if he is going to be fighting in September or not, usually that's what he does, but we don't know for a fact, at least I don't know for a fact as to what's going on. But when I do, I will definitely let you all know what's going on with that. But in the meanwhile, there's lots of traction, a whole lot of traction about this fight happening between Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford. So we'll have to see. We'll wait and see. We'll stay on top of this and see how this thing plays itself out. Until the next one, I'm Double OG Grill Boxing, Ted King. Keep your hands up.